You're gonna laugh with me. We just laughed about it, by the way. So my client here, you guys have seen her on many, many, many videos. She's kind of a star on my channel, right? And when she first came to me, we would put weave in the front of her head because she wanted that longer length because her hair was breaking. And then one day we finally got her to say, I'm ready. And we cut it off and gave her a micro pixie. And now she's coming in saying she wants to cut her hair again. So she's like, I just need something, you know. And we're like, okay, so we've consulted, we know where we're going. We're kind of trying a thing out, right? So we're trying a thing out. But we have gotten her to the point where we can actually talk about haircuts, y'all. Like, we can have conversations about style cuts. So today she agreed that we will cut off just a little bit of hair. Say hey to the people. She said we'll cut off a little bit. I said cut off an inch. She's like, what about half an inch? I'm like, that don't make a difference. Half an inch is split ends. So she's agreed to an inch because she plans on getting braids in the fall. And she don't even know that she'll be right back to where she started by the fall. But it's fine. So we are going to give her a slight haircut, and then we are going to style her at the same time. So she is actually one of my success stories where I can honestly say that we have brought her hair to another level. It's so different from when we started. She just showed me a picture of when we started. And now her hair, when we first did her cut, we could barely use the iron and curl her. And I remember that cut. We could barely curl her. Now she has growth. She has hair. Like, she got hair. All right, so we're going to get started. If you guys are new to my channel, go ahead, hit that subscribe button. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to start right above her nape, because you still want to blend. So you don't want to just do a haircut and have no direction and think that that's just how it works. So I started back here because we're giving her a little bit of shape, and then we graduate. So back here it was about a half inch. And then as we graduate, it becomes an inch right here in the crown. So I'm not doing 100%. We're going back to a micro pixie cut, but we're giving her a shape, because what ends up happening as your hair grows out, and I know we all want this long, beautiful hair, but as it grows out, you start to lose a style. It starts to become blah, right? That's kind of where you're at now, where it's a blah look, and it doesn't have a shape, because your main intent was to grow it out so that you could have a style or have hair. And now that we're at the point where we have hair, now it's just boring. So that's another reason why we're doing the haircut today. And then also, face shape plays a large part. A lot of people wonder, and I can use myself as an example because it's a really good conversation. Face shape is going to always be different on every single client. So hey, hello? Hold on, you guys. something. All right, sorry guys. Very important call. I had to take it. All right, so we're gonna go back to the cut. But what I was saying about face shape is also gonna depict the type of style that you have, right? So with my face shape, I know that I am better with styles that are flipped up rather than going down. Then you have the client where they're not so adventurous. I feel like I'm super adventurous now. And they like the styles going down or more subtle styles. Then you have the client where they don't really care and you can just do whatever. One of those clients. Crystal and Crystal are two different people. But no. So her style is going down, and she showed me a picture of a style that she likes. So we're going to kind of give her a rendition of that. But one thing that I wanted to use as a learning situation for you guys is something that she pointed out that is also very important. When we talked about the anatomy of the head slightly, and her thing was she likes this area to be more flat. Am I right? She likes it to be more flat. But when you're curling short hair, it's going to change from person to person. So the anatomy of the head, we have what we call the parietal ridge, which is right here, right where she wants it to be more flat. But we don't know that there's a bone there, and that bone protrudes. So that bone goes right along with the temple, and then we get into the crown, and then we have the sides, and we have the nape, and then we have the occipital bone, which is right here. So what we were talking about is the fact that she doesn't want so much graduation in that area, and that's when I was telling her that area would need to be a lot shorter then, so that it will have less life to it or less volume to it, because once I curl it, guess what? It's going to protrude. So whenever you're talking about haircuts with your stylist or talking about style with your stylist, you want to also keep in mind the anatomy of your head and what area of your head things stick out. The parietal ridge is 1, the occipital bone is 2, which hers is right here. Some people, like mine, it's very, you can actually see my occipital bone. And if I go in here and say, well, I want to cut into it, that in turn can now make that hair stick out, stick up, not lay down, be too heavy, be not heavy enough. So those are the things that go into the thought process when you're talking about haircuts, when you're talking about shape of head. There's a lot of different things that you have to think about when you're doing your styles and when you're picking your styles. That's like when I was younger, I was so big on having a huge forehead. And every style that I would wear had what? A bang. And if it didn't have a bang, I can't wear it. As I got older and the anatomy of my head didn't change, it's still big. But I learned to embrace it a little bit more where it didn't bother me anymore. I'm just being honest, y'all. Okay, I was very, very insecure about my big forehead. And if you look at any picture from high school, middle school, somewhat elementary, because elementary I didn't really have a lot of control, I always had a bang style because I was so insecure about my head. I was so insecure about my forehead. I thought that would make a huge difference when my head's still big. It didn't change. It got even bigger as I got older. So now it's like, okay, I've learned to work with my features and work with what I have and know what works for me. So with that being said, we are going to style my client here with a rendition of the style that she showed me, but she don't know that. She just found out that she's getting a rendition. I just told y'all. Okay. So what I'm going to do now, I'm just edging her up, cleaning her up. Do you want me to taper it down at all or leave it? Is it hard for you to maintain in the back? Or it don't matter? It's good right now? Okay, I'll leave it. But I'm going to take some of the weight off right here because it's kind of heavy. You said my forehead is beautiful? If you told me that back in 9th grade, I would have told you were lying. I was super insecure about my forehead. And maybe because childhood trauma of my cousins following me around and calling me big head and, oh, you're blocking the ozone layer. And there was so many different things that I went through as a child. Now, honey, you can't even play with me. That's funny. We were watching Coming to America last night. And when I was in the 5th grade, my mom made me get a jerry curl because she wanted my hair to grow. And every time we watched Coming to America, my cousins would yell out, "Sexual chocolate!" And whenever I got my hair redone, they'd come around the corner, "Follow the drip. There she go. There she go. Follow the drip. Follow the drip. Follow the drip. Crystal, don't lean on the couch. Your hair's making the couch wet." So now I have this thing with jerry curls. Y'all can't come in here and ask me to do that. I will not. If I see it, if I hear it, I won't. I would never offer that service because I was traumatized as a child. So I would never offer a wave nouveau, a jerry curl, a leisure curl. Don't bring your mom to me because she ain't getting one. Don't ask your grandma to come to me because she's not getting one. The smell of the product makes me gag. It is so bad. It is super bad. So as I'm watching Coming to America last night, I had to cut it off because it was just, my anxiety was just getting real, real high. I'm like, okay, this is not good. This is not good. All right, so we're gonna start back. That was a little insider, y'all, just so y'all see. Y'all got a little bit of my personal life. All right, so the iron that I'm using, this is the H2 Pro 3/10 of an inch. Some of you already have it. Some of you never heard of it. It's also called a pencil iron. So with Crystal, what I'm doing is, instead of me giving her volume as I'm curling and laying. So I'm making it more flat because that's exactly what she's looking for. But the thing is, she has hair now. We don't have the baby hair that we were kind of moving around with our fingers before. So the less curl on the hair, the flatter it will lay. Okay, so keep that in mind if you're one of those people where you want your hair to seem or appear to be flatter or less dense. And then she also has more of a coarse texture, which is not a bad thing. People associate coarse textured hair as a bad thing. I don't know why. She has a coarser texture. So you want to also make sure that when you are curling her, you also add your oils, add your serums, whichever, because that's going to also play a part in how the hair lays. You need the heaviness of that product to lay that hair down. I'm so proud of her. She's like, y'all don't know the leaps and bounds that we've made on this head. Y'all just don't know the leaps and bounds. And she started as an alopecia weave client, you guys, just so everybody's aware. Tracy, what Tracy said? I'm sorry, I missed what Tracy said. A big forehead is a sign of being intelligent. Yes, girl, come through, okay? Hey, the bigger the head, the better.
Big and smart.
Yep, more brains, honey. More brains. It's a lot of brains in here. I think a lot. Trust me. All right, so you guys see how we're just kind of carving out the shape, but not making it so prominent like Marcel irons. That's another reason why I don't really use Marcel's either, because Marcel's kind of give you that hard shape. I'll use that word. That's a better word. And then when you're curling, the worst thing you can do is go against the shape of the head. You're going to work super hard. You're not going to be happy. And the styling is going to be very complicated. So how you mold the hair is how you want to curl the hair. That's why I always tell you guys, when you're molding, you're going to mold it based on the style that you're going to be doing. Do not mold it based on a picture that you saw. Oh, that's how you're supposed to mold it. Molds don't work that way. Molds go with whatever style you plan on doing. Your hair is beautiful. Love the cut. Thank you. Somebody said I must have the biggest brain in history. Y'all so funny. Let me move this around. All right, let's see. I'm not gonna carve this out. I'll leave this. And you want it to come more towards the face without the direction, right?
Just as long as it's not spiked.
Gotcha. All right, chin down for me. All right, so we're gonna switch over to the 7/10 of an inch. This iron is not available on my website. The reason why it's not, it's a very odd shaped iron. So you'd only use it for specific reasons, and that's why I said, you know what, I'm not gonna offer this one. And then today we also relaxed her, and Mine's too hot. When we relaxed her, we only did the sides and the back to preserve that density and volume that she has in her crown area. Just because you have a short cut, that doesn't mean you have to relax the entire head every time you get a retouch. Usually you'll relax the sides and the back a lot more than you will relax the top, or the crown, should I say. So let's talk about temperatures on flat irons. Just now, as I was curling her, I had it set at 450 because that's a normal temperature for me. I typically always start at 450. But what you can tell, or when you know, let me say it this way, when you, I said that wrong. Oh, there we go. How to know when you need to turn the iron down is if you go to do a curl and it doesn't do a curl, the hair still kind of lays straight, the iron's too hot. So that's when I knew I needed to turn it down because I'm not actually getting a curl. It's so hot that it's just leaving the hair straight. And then I'm going to go back and have to do it again and add more curl and all that stuff. So how I know I need to turn it down, the hair won't actually curl because it's too high. So that's a good rule of thumb as well. And then another reason why I switched to the bigger iron or the wider plate is because she doesn't want so much curl. She doesn't want it super spiky. So the shorter the iron, the more prominent the curl is going to be. So that's why I switched to the 7/10. And that's just going to give her more like a bump and it'll mimic a micro pixie. Hey, Grasshopper. So I'm going to bring you guys all in her business, all in her face. So you guys see how it's still nice and flat. I'm having to tilt your head up for me. It's still nice and flat, but you can see the difference. You can see the shape. I think you'll like this one. And then what I'm doing is I'm not doing it like a uniform look. I'm just kind of curling in different directions, even though I'm still going down in the style. So it gives her that messy, not so defined type style, which is really popular now anyway. So that kind of works out either way. I'm the only person that likes helmet hair. So I'm going to save her sides for last because I know that's where she wants specifics. Which normally I would start on the sides earlier on, but in her case I'm not. You have that picture? Mm-hmm. You have the picture? Mm-hmm. I'm going to show you guys the picture that she showed me, but the picture she showed me is a micro pixie, which is not the length of her hair. Not anymore. We passed that months ago. Your hair products are the truth. Thank you. How do you know when to turn the heat up? Well, basically, if the hair is not smooth as you're curling it on the first curl, if it doesn't even appear to be smoothing, then you need to turn it up just a little bit. All right, so I'm gonna show you guys. This is the picture that she wanted, but her hair is way longer than this. This was like a year ago. So now, instead of us giving her this, which she can't really get it because her hair is not cut short enough, I'm giving her a rendition of this, but the same kind of layage that she wants. Hold on. But that picture is a micro pixie. So a micro pixie is typically less than an inch. It's almost to the point where you can't even curl it. It's like a bump. Which thermal protection spray are you using? The Goddess Polish. When will there be another Q&A? Y'all must not know whose channel you on when I think of one. And I just wake up and say, let's do a Q&A. I don't have a schedule, you guys. I'm very impromptu. All right, so now we're working on her side. Another way to make the sides lay super flat is you can go or curl in to the crown rather than curling down. If her hair is long. So like in her case, her hair is longer. So if I curl her down, it's going to give her more of a bump. So now I'm just going to curl her into the crown, which I'll show you guys in a second. I'm not cutting your sideburns, I promise.
Okay.
Just cleaning it up.
Okay.
Thank you guys. I finally get to see a live session instead of a replay. All you have to do is turn on your post notifications and you'll see me on live or whatever they call it on YouTube. I forgot what they call it. Turn on your notification bell. There you go. So you guys see how I'm going in the direction of her crown? That works to flatten it out too. It's different techniques. Not everybody will do it the same. Okay. Not yet. where do I do hair? I almost said something slick. Apopka. I almost answered you real sarcastic. Just that. I was gonna say in a salon, but it's okay. I'm in Apopka. The snooty side of me just came out. It's like saying, where were you born? In my mama. In a hospital. This shit needs some oil, honey. Alright. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna finger style. I'm not gonna use the comb. Because placement wise, I don't really need to disturb it. I was already placing it as I was curling her. So just real simple. Just moving pieces wherever they need to be. Fabulous. Thank you, honey. I like the shape and the waves. Thank you.
How am I going to maintain whatever you're doing?
The same way normally do. Just put your scarf on. Yeah, just
okay.
wrap and go. Nothing fancy. Promise.
I have all the products.
No, you're good. You don't have to really do the thing. You said it's beautiful.
Thank you.
Alright, so I'm gonna take take her line out of here. I'm sorry. Yeah, hair bump back there.
Okay.
She had a hair bump, y'all.
Oh, I was like, what is
The
that?
inner pimple popper. We had to get it out. I'm a pimple popper. Don't sit in my chair if you don't like your pimple pop. I'm just one of those people. So all I'm doing is using the comb and just kind of roughing it. That gives it that wavy, messy look. And there's nothing you have to do at home. Okay. Wake up, take your fingers and
Just play with it.
And then the sides will go towards the top so that it'll stay flat.
Easy.
Nice and simple.
Oh, I love it.
Better?
Mm-hmm. Good. Yeah. It looks like a star now.
It's a little cut. And you still have a ton of hair.
Mm-hmm. Thank you. I knew I was going down the phone. I would put makeup on.
See?
See?
Come prepared. Come prepared. Let's come prepared.
Ooh, didn't even know. I'm like, okay.
All right, you guys. So we are done. Let me see what y'all saying. Good afternoon. It's cool here. I said, oh,
Thank you.
right.
So pretty.
You're welcome. It says love her hair and yours too. Thank you. All right. So we're gonna finish her off.
You're welcome.
We're gonna finish her off. Last spray of Goddess Polish. Shortcuts, if they're soft, you do want to make sure that you kind of add that sheen, add that heaviness, because then they'll start blowing away. And then that's a light hold, so it's not going to change the shape right now. All right, my people.
All right, thank you.
She is older.
Very beautiful and it's shiny.
Yes.
I love it.
Thank you, guys. All right, so I guess I'll stay on live for my next client. Why not? I'm already here. Stay in the same place. So you doing card?
All right. Card.
Okay. You can sit in my chair. I'll get you prepared to go. So we're gonna do a silk press and I think a trim, right? You doing a trim? And a trim. Since you guys are already here, just stay on with the girl. Hold on 1 second.
These your last 2 clients?
Yes, ma'am. I'm not here. I'm not here. Play. Gotcha. No more work until Wednesday. All right, right? You can just tap it. Is that it? Oh, no. No.
Which one?
I thought it was the tap thing.
Oh, okay. What is that? What do you mean tapping?
So if the card has that little Wi-Fi looking signal on it, then you can tap it.
Oh, I've never seen those.
It's like Apple Pay.
Oh, that's what my daughter then probably has.
It's the
then.
same thing. Yeah, some of the
Okay.
cards have it, some don't.
Okay.
No, that's the way I want my hair, but I can't find anybody to do it. Well, come on down to Florida, honey. Take a vacation. Usually, it's not the style that people have a problem with or the issue with. With stylists, thank you. Stylists typically can't see their way sometimes to cut. That's where the issue becomes the issue. It's not styling. Once they have a roadmap, then they can do it. Hey, Dad. Yeah, my dad's on here. He's always on here. My dad stay on here. My dad stay on here. That is my father. All the way in Jamaica, my dad be on here. Having whole conversations in the comments. And I'm sure when my sister becomes old enough, she's gonna be right on here too. So what you guys see me using, this is called a brush cleaner. It cleans out your brush. Because no matter how much you wash these brushes, no matter how much you spray these brushes, the hair won't come out. So this is made by Olivia Garden. And you can get it on Amazon. It's just a brush cleaner. It just rakes the hair out of the brush. I used to do that, but see, when you're a hairstylist, you can't keep throwing your brushes away.
Yeah.
These brushes are not cheap. All right, so brush is free of hair.
Oh, you have seen? Okay. But my hair, what is that? I'm gonna show you.
All right, so she got a silk press today using our new Empress collection, which I'm supposed to be filming the remainder of my video, but I stayed on live with y'all, so I don't know how I'm gonna do that. So I'm gonna have to film one piece from one phone and put the other piece on the other phone, and we're just gonna make this work. Okie doke. I don't know what I was thinking by staying on live with this phone. But we're gonna make it work out, you guys. Don't worry. Hold on, guys. I'm putting you guys up here. Let's see how I'm gonna do this. There we go. Snap. All right, there we go. done blow drying her. She's actually about 90% dry. So really what I'm using the blow dryer to do is pull or straighten her hair out. I was going to say pull her hair out, but that's not a nice word to use. I'm straightening her hair out so that the silkening process will be a lot easier. And then we'll talk about product once I'm not using the blow dryer because it'll be a lot easier for you to hear me. Okay. All right, so today I used the Empress collection on her. Crystal, you do me a favor? You do me a favor? There, can you give me all 4 of those products from with the purple and blue? So she actually got to try out stuff that she didn't know. So the potions, right? No, look. Yep, that one.
This one?
Yep, and then the little bottle, the glass bottle. Yep, and then the jar. Nope, on the top. Keep going, right there. Thank you. All right, so today we used the Empress collection. You guys have never seen this. This is gonna drop on June 22nd on my birthday. So this is my birthday collection. I used actually all 4 of her products before her hair was even dry. So she got the shampoo, and then for my clarifying shampoo, I still use our Elite Clarify. That didn't change. Now for her shampoo, we did 2 shampoos, and then our first shampoo was like a pre-treatment, which was a Soothe and Balance, and I used that to also cleanse her hair and her scalp because she had leave-in conditioner on her hair, but her hair was also very, very heavy when she came in. So anybody that knows anything about when I'm doing my silk presses, I do not like product on the hair. I like the hair to be extremely light. Like I'm anal about it. Because I feel like it smells like I'm frying an egg. If her hair has a lot of oil in it, it's like I'm frying an egg. So her hair is nice and light. Oh, you want to feel it? You can feel it. You can feel it. So we used number 1, the Amina strengthening shampoo. So the entire Empress collection is a strengthening collection. You got. See you later, my love. Drive safely, okay? We use the Amina strengthening shampoo. It is also sulfate free. I use the Soothe and Balance pre-treatment and the Elite Clarify together to help remove a lot of the excess oil that was in her hair. I did that while her hair was dry before I even started the shampoo process. And then I did 2 shampoos with the Amina strengthening shampoo. And then for her conditioner, we did what we call a 5-minute conditioner. And that's with the deep conditioning mask. And then I also put a little bit of super growth serum on her scalp while the conditioner was still on her hair. So I didn't actually use the potion that comes with the Empress collection. I didn't do that until it was time for her to go under the dryer and dry. So she got a bunch of different cocktails today just to kind of bring her hair back, give it some TLC. She drove, what, 2 hours? Mm-hmm. About 2 hours, yeah? Yes, to come and get her hair done. So I want to make sure that the fact that she's driving 2 hours, she needs to make sure she got her hair done. Like done. So the deep conditioning mask, make sure it's closed because it spilled on me. That's Makita. So all of this line is named after different African empresses. So this is Makita, and then Amina is the shampoo. The leave-in conditioner is Nandi. This is all strengthening. And then Nefertiti is a hair potion. And this is a serum. So it's a leave-on serum, but it's water-based. It's not an oil-based serum, so it won't leave the hair heavy. And it can be used while your hair is in braids. It can be used while your hair is out. It absorbs really, really quickly. It's like a sister to the Super Growth Serum, but this is for strengthening. This one is more for strengthening. So those of you that like to wear a lot of protective styles and your hair is super weak and super fragile, that's when you'd be using the Nefertiti hair potion, or Nefertiti. Some people pronounce it that way. And I haven't put any form of frizz tamer and shine serum on her hair, and I want you guys to really look at how her hair is shining without additional product. Is my phone tied? So there's no additional product on her hair other than the leave-in conditioner, which also has heat protectant properties in it. And then we're just silking her out first. And the reason why I didn't put any additional product on her hair in regards to a heat protectant is because I know heat protectants, even though it is a silicone, it still has a feel like an oil, right? It has a slip to it. If I know that I already started with heavy hair, and then I go and add the frizz tamer and shine serum to hair that was already heavy, and I still have residual product in her hair because you'll never get it all out, it's going to make the hair even heavier. So it's better that I silk her first, and then if I see the need to add any form of like oils or anything of that nature, I can use the goddess polish to finish her off, and that'll do it. I can't read nothing she said. Now for her hair, you can also use the hot comb if you choose to for the roots. But I'm able to silk it without the hot comb, so I just decided not to do that today. You guys see how light it is? It's supposed to be light. Can't read your questions. And then in her crown area, she has some thinning that has started. We can tell it started. You can tell?
Mm-hmm.
You know what it is? Did you go to the dermatologist yet?
Mm-mm.
So I'm not a doctor. I'm not telling you what it is, okay? I'm not a doctor. I'm just giving her an idea of a possibility of what may be happening. It could possibly be a option, let me use these words, of female pattern baldness. Because that's how it starts. It starts in two places. So a lot of you, how old are you? 38. Okay, she's 38, y'all. I don't even know why she whispered that. She's 38, okay? So as we mature, everybody's gonna mature at a different rate. Female pattern baldness can happen in high school. It can happen in your 20s. It can happen in your 30s. It can happen in your 60s. It can not happen at all. It's a genetic style issue. It's a genetic form of alopecia. It's not something that you self-induce. It's in your bloodline. It started somewhere. It can be on the male side. It can be on the female side. Just because your mother had a full head of hair, that doesn't mean that you will have a full head of hair. Your grandmother could have had a form of female pattern baldness.
That's what it is.
Your father can have a form of female pattern baldness. Female. I said female. Hope not. Male pattern baldness. Whew. Your father could have male pattern baldness. And then it just passed on into your chromosomes, and now it's in your genes. But what people don't know is every single female carries that actual hormone, that gene, and it's dormant. It lies dormant. Some, it comes out sooner than others, and some, it just lies dormant and never comes out at all. And then eventually, one takes over the other, which is that male hormone. It takes over the female hormone, and that is how we start with female pattern baldness. And I'll show you guys what I mean when I say female pattern baldness. When I get to that area, it's easily recognizable. But because I'm not a dermatologist, y'all don't pay me enough. I'm just giving an idea. And now she got to go pay somebody the big bucks to give her something I just gave her for the free 99. Okay. But female pattern baldness can only be slowed. It cannot be stopped. It is not reversible. It's not something that's reversible. Why? Who can tell me why it's not reversible? Y'all can answer too. It's genetic. I answered my own question earlier. It is genetic. So something that is in your genes, the only way to start over is to do one of two things to fix this problem. Number one, you're going to go into your body and figure out which hormone it is and remove it. That's not possible. Number two, you're going to just act like it's not there and just go on with life until it one day just really pops out and you've ignored it for so long. And now it's so far gone that it is no longer controllable. That's two. So when you catch it early, if you recognize it early, of course, there's things you can do. There's products you can use. Dermatologists will give you steroids, Rogaine, all these different things. But the ultimate ending to it is that it's still going to keep going. You can slow it, but you can't stop it. They say you have nice thick hair.
Thank you.
She said thank you. She does. She has, and what people don't understand is she actually has coarse textured hair. It's not thick hair. She has coarse textured hair. So it appears to be thick because it's coarse. Oh, you gonna say something there?
I think it's fine.
You can think that too. Okay, so let me explain. When your hair is in its natural state, it's very coarse. When your hair is silked out, it becomes very fine.
Mm-hmm.
So you can put yourself in a step of the two. How you tell fully what your texture is how the hair feels between the fingers, but not many people can do that. Even I can't necessarily do that and automatically know, because I have rough hands. She might have soft hands. What feels rough to me might feel soft to her. So that's why I don't like to use that test to say what kind of texture you have. I usually can look at the hair. Texture can be different in different parts of the head. The front can be nice and silky because you do more to it, and the back can be rough, like sandpaper rough. And then the side over here can be super, super, super soft, super fragile. So it's not uncommon to have different textures of hair in different places. Gray hair also has a different texture. So if you are salt and pepper, your number one complaint is that your hair is always very rough. You think it's super coarse. You're like a 4XJK2 or whatever number you want to use. You don't know why your hair is always so dry. You notice that, you have all of these hairs falling out here and there. That is gray hair. Gray hair is going to always be a different texture from the darker colored hair. Gray hair is not a color. It literally grows. It grows. So you can't say one day, you know what, I don't think I want to be gray today. No, because guess what? You can color that hair and the gray still grows out. So gray hair is also, it has its own texture in every person. Some people have really silky gray hair. Mm-hmm. Your DNA, but your environment pulls the trigger. Absolutely. When I had short hair, people told me I could not go to the salon to get my hair done. I could not go to the salon to get my hair done. But I know you do a good job with short hair. Thank you. When's the last time you had a trim? Years?
Last time I came and saw you, I'm not letting anybody else touch my hair.
And when was that?
Yeah.
It's been over a year. Okay. So it's been over a year since she had a trim. And you'll see, you can tell. You can clearly tell when a person has not been maintaining their trims. Because the split ends it's a lot. But the good thing is it's not all in between. It's more on the ends. So that's more maintenance. That's just a lack of maintenance. All right, let me turn this camera on because I need to still get my footage. I always end up messing up and not doing it. Okay. So what do you normally do to your hair?
Just 2 twists with going back.
That's it?
Yeah, I don't do much.
No braids, none of that? Okay.
Not anymore.
Gotcha. I mean, it's not a bad thing if you do it. It's just moderation. It's the biggest part. Yes, the ends are super sparse. You know why the ends are super sparse? Because they are made to be cut. People love, not saying my client here, but people love to hold on to split ends because they're looking at it as length. Well, you're not knowing that it's not length. You're literally tearing the hair that actually is healthy and in good condition. You're tearing it apart because you're allowing that split end to live, and it goes up the shaft and takes the strand with it. And that's how you start having split ends in between. So split ends are actually supposed to be cut. Is there a way to never have split ends? No. It's a part of the hair growth. It's a part of the growth cycle. It grows in, it grows out, and it falls out. So those split ends are going to come no matter what. It can come from the environmental changes. It can come from you just brushing your hair. It can come from you putting your hair in a ponytail. It can come from you getting your hair braided. It can come from anything. That is why they have to be maintained. It's like weeds in your yard. If you allow them to continue growing in between the grass, eventually you can't decipher the two, and now you've killed everything. Instead, if you maintain them, you watch them, you go out, you pluck them at the time, you do your gardening, all of that good stuff, your yard stays nice and healthy. So I can tell the difference between the healthy hair and her ends. If you notice her ends, they are staying together, they're grabbing each other because they need to come off. And then she also has an issue with fairy knots.
Mm-hmm.
Alright, so I'm going to show you guys what possibly can be female pattern baldness looks like. Possibly. So all I'm going to do is move her hair. You okay? Mm-hmm. Okay. So I'm going to move her hair around. Let me stop this camera. There we go. If you notice, all I did was move her hair around. But there is a natural part right here. Okay? So all I did was and allow her hair to fall. And you can still see that natural part. So it starts out like this. The hair is nice and close together and you don't see a part. And as time goes by, you notice that that same part starts to spread. And it gets bigger and bigger and bigger. Maybe you took your head down from me. So with hers, you can see it's already starting to spread. She doesn't have a single part like if I was to just part her hair right here and it looks like a normal part. This part is starting to spread. Female pattern baldness is either in a part, it doesn't matter where on the crown, but it's usually somewhere up here. It'll be here, it can be here, it can be here, or it can recede like a man. That uncle at the barbecue, that one. It can recede like that. It can recede like that. Where you start noticing she started looking like George Jefferson, and it's just going back and back and back and back until the point where now she's just looking like Kirsty the Clown because she ain't got nothing up here. That's also a form of female pattern baldness, or androgenetic alopecia is really the right term. Okay? So it's all a part of genetics. How it happens is going to be different for each person. Some people might only have it here. Some people might have it the entire crown. Others, it might start in the part, which is also, like I said, androgenetic or androgenic, whichever one, alopecia. And it all starts the same way. Took down from me. If you notice, hers is going in a diagonal. Just because it's going in a diagonal doesn't mean that it's not the same thing. It's just in a different place. So that is the telltale sign that it's starting. My number one thing for anybody that has any form of genetic alopecia, where it's not something that you woke up one day and you had trauma, or you're taking medication and all of a sudden you start noticing all of your hair is thinning and then it's getting worse in one place. I always say start with a dermatologist, let them culture the area, let them do the medical portion of it. Most dermatologists are going to prescribe one of three things. Either a steroid that you take by mouth, a steroid that they shoot in the scalp, or they're going to give you something like Rogaine, or the real word for Rogaine is minoxidil. Okay? Those are the three things that they're going to do. But here's the thing with the three things that they're going to do. Number one, steroids have an adverse reaction on the rest of the body. Steroids are always used to reduce inflammation. So it doesn't matter if it's in your lungs, it doesn't matter if it's in your arm, it doesn't matter if it's in your scalp. The purpose of a steroid is to reduce inflammation, reduce the swelling. The reason why dermatologists like to use steroids is because it works very quickly. So like, I'll give you guys an example. One part of the year, I had laryngitis 3 times, back to back. It will cure itself, like it will go away, and then all of a sudden my voice will get harsh again, and then it will come back. So when I had the laryngitis, all 3 times my voice was at a squeak. I go to the ER, and the first thing they give me is a steroid shot in my bottom. You know why? Because they wanted me to have my voice back within a couple of hours. That is what steroids do. They work very quickly. That is the goal of a steroid. So you go to the dermatologist, and I know most dermatologists are not going to like what I'm about to say, but you go to the dermatologist, and all we want is a quick fix. We want it to be fixed right now. So their first line of defense is, let's go ahead and start these steroid shots over time. Your insurance has paid $1 million. You've paid your copays, and in turn, you're so happy at the fact that your hair has started to grow back because they reduced the inflammation really quickly in that area. But the moment you stop those steroids, the inflammation comes back. It doesn't just go away. So it's not like inflammation in the rest of our body. When it's in the scalp, it comes back. It comes back. So then after that, they're like, okay, well, we're going to give you a round of steroids now for you to take orally by mouth. And there's some women who are comfortable with taking steroids for the rest of their life for a hair problem. But me personally, I'm not. Then you have the dermatologist who will say, okay, we're going to give you some Rogaine or other companies that they have. There's so many companies that make it. But the medical term of what they use is called minoxidil. Minoxidil is amazing at growing your hair and telling you that this hair is super healthy. Oh my gosh, thank you so much. My hair has grown back. But minoxidil is also one of those things that if you stop using it, what happens?
The hair falls out.
The hair that it grew falls out. Who can tell me why? And it's not even a medical term. Why? Why does the hair that it grew fall out? So we're gonna use a car because everybody's looking like the kid in the science class and the lady that picked you out. Okay, so when you drive a car, we know that cars work off of an engine, transmission, starter, all these things. But there's one thing that we must give a car for it to go: gas. If you don't put gas in your car, what happens? Okay, so think of minoxidil the exact same way. If you're not giving the car gas, the gas runs out and the car shuts off and you can no longer drive the car. If you stop giving the hair minoxidil, guess what happens? It's gonna stop. And then all of a sudden you start noticing that everything that powered that hair growth stops and it falls out with it. So everything that you were using to hold on to it with that minoxidil, it's like a boost, like a power boost. And it's giving it that power, giving it that power. And the moment you stop giving it that power, it falls out. Everything that it grew over time goes out. So it's a quicker fix, but it's not a quick fix because inevitably you want to stop taking it. You don't want to take something for the rest of your life. Who wants to take Rogaine for the rest of their life? Name one person who would love to do that. I'm waiting.
I don't want to take no medicine.
Exactly. Unless it's something that's affecting the heart, it's making you walk, it's making you talk. You don't want to do that. You don't. So that is what minoxidil does. Thank you, Jordan. She says you stop feeding it. Absolutely. You stop feeding it. Chin down. Now, for some, they're okay with that. For others, they're not okay with that. But some people, I also tell, you have to kind of be okay with what God gave you. Some things is just not meant for you to mess around with. Sometimes just because you see there's a product out there that's growing other people's hair, that doesn't necessarily mean that it's going to grow your hair. Sometimes your hair is scarred and you're not paying attention to the fact that it's scarred because you've let it go for so long. For so long, untreated, untouched, uncared for. Now you can no longer reverse it. So I try to be as educational as possible, y'all. All right, so I'm trimming her now. She is still going to have some split ends left, guys. So, are you going to be able to get them all? Yes. And shave your head. And get them all at once. I promise it'll work. It always does the trick. But are they going to stop them? It's going to stop them from coming back? No, it's not. It's not going to stop them from coming back. So with that being said, what's the trim schedule for natural hair? It's 533 of you watching. So what is the trim schedule for natural hair?
Every quarter.
Say it again.
Every quarter.
Every quarter. And what quarters do we follow? What do I always use as the quarters that we follow? It's the one thing that we can't do without. Financial quarter. Can't do without your money.
Yeah.
Cannot do without your money. So we follow the financial quarter. There's 4 financial quarters in a year. So at least once within that financial quarter is trim time. At least once. So there's 4 quarters in a year. That means that you should be at a minimum for natural hair getting 4 trims per year. If you keep up with your trims, you'll notice that the trim gets less and less and less. I guess that's why they say prevention is better than cure. Because the cure for excessive split ends is what? I get a lot of those clients sitting in my chair. Cutting it off. I get a lot of those clients in my chair. Oh my gosh, you gotta cut that much? I don't have to cut that much, but that's what I would recommend.
Oh, I don't know. I'm not catching my head.
You'd be surprised. Thank you guys. I'm glad everybody's now in tune with this trim schedule. So that means that I should have no unhealthy hair pros at all. A trim should not be the issue. I have clients that come to me like, girl, I already know. I ain't even keep up. Just take whatever's needed. All right, so now she's trimmed. She does have a little bit of splitting left behind. That's fine, you guys. You'll also see that she has some splitting right on the actual shaft as I'm going down. You can kind of go through. Some people like to go through and use their shears and just try to like clean it up. And you can do that too. A lot of people with fairy knots, they do that. Me personally, I mean, is it going to make a huge difference? Not right away. It's just going to lessen the appearance. But the split ends are still there. That's just the one that's sticking out. So that's why I don't really do that. I don't really care to do that. As your hair grows out, you'll get all the split ends. As your hair grows out and you maintain your trim schedule, you'll notice your hair looks healthier and healthier. All right, so we're going to go ahead and curl her. Oh, I forgot. Let me put her back. I'm trying to record on 2 different places. Can you tell them what are fairy knots?
When your hair tangles against each other.
When your hair tangles against each other. There you go. And it becomes a little knot. Like a little, it starts to make its own little knots. To lessen fairy knots, definitely detangling on a regular basis. That's really important. What else? Moisturizing, that's very important. Also, your porosity is going to be a big part in knowing why you have fairy knots. Porosity plays a huge part. Texture plays a huge part. Because remember, the finer the texture, the easier it is to tangle. Coarse textured hair doesn't really tangle unless it has a different curl pattern, which also plays a big role too. So there's so many different reasons why. All right, chin down for a minute. So I'm still using the 1-inch titanium iron, but I'm just doing it in large sections. And then I'm curling and pinning her. This also works for people who have a finer texture once their hair is straight, or if they're just fine textured, period. This is gonna give the illusion of fullness. And it gives the hair a little more life to me. I feel like it gives a lot of life. And you guys can do this at home too. This is the best way to get some volume, give your hair some shape, give it some oomph. Let's say you got like a special day coming up, something of that nature. You can do this just the same, no matter if it's a weave or not. It works on either end. And in my sections, 1 inch, 2 inch, 3 inch. The bigger the section, the less volume or density or appearance of density it's gonna have. So keep that in mind too. So this back area, I guess I'll do this one too. So trivia question, if I had sprayed a lot of oils or aerosols on her hair that contained oil in it before I started the pressing process or even after the pressing process, what would be my outcome? Say, what do you say? It'd be heavy. Greasy or heavy hair. Yep. It'll be very oily. It'll be very heavy. It won't have any life to it. You'll start noticing the hair is separating. The room will be very smoky because oils or product left behind in the hair causes smoke. When it's too much or it's something that really should not be left in the hair, then you'll start noticing that the smoke is not going away. A fried egg. Yes, ma'am. It's going to smell really stinky in here. It's going to smell like burnt hair. And sometimes you can also make sure you check the plates of your iron too, because if the plate of your iron has residual product on it, it's going to leave a smell on your hair and in the room. So cleaning your irons is also very important.
So that means I need to come back in October, right?
Yeah. Somewhere between October and November. Somewhere in there. And if you guys notice, as I'm pin curling her, I'm keeping it very, very smooth. You don't want your pin curls to be messy because that means the curl is going to be messy. Alright, so what I'm doing is I'm letting her hair cool down. You still need to make sure that the hair is cool before you take the pins out. That's also going to lock in that curl or lock in the shape. It's not going to be a full-on curl, you guys. Let me say that too. It's not a full-on curl. It is just body or volume or density, whatever word you want to use. So I'm going to take a little bit of goddess polish, but I'm not going to really spray too much. I'm going to mist it on and just, that's it. Because I don't want her hair to be heavy. I already know that she's dealing with, number one, it's super fine now that it's straight. Number two, she already had oil in her hair or some type of residual oil in her hair when we started. And I don't want to make it any heavier. Alright, so we're going to start where we started putting the curls in. We're going to take our Y2 comb. Sit down for me.
Thank you.
So that's what that does. It just gives you a little volume. An appearance of some volume.
Oh, I look like
Yeah. All right. Thank you guys.
Thank you.
You're very welcome. All right, so I'm gonna finish my last client. Come on over. Are you doing Carter Cashmere?
Ew. Well, it's up to you. You tell me. All right, my last client is there. They said safe travels. Thank you. So I'm gonna No, I don't have one.
And you can just set it here. Alright, so for her hair, she actually has a relaxer. So this is a maintenance service that we did today. Thank you, my dear.
Thank you.
So I'm gonna blow her out. This is just to kind of straighten the hair a little bit more. leave it dry safely, okay? Your hair smells so nice.
Hmm.
Your hair smells nice.
Oh, thank you for your products. Nothing I've done.
Your hair smells really nice.
What's that spray stuff you use? What was that?
That was the leave-in spray
Oh, it
hydro
smells
spray.
so good.
Thank you.
Mm.
All right, so she has a relaxer, you guys. Today was just more of a maintenance wash, which is her wash day. We did do a hydration treatment on her. Even though she's relaxed, that doesn't mean that she can't do hydration treatments. And the reason why I did the hydration treatment is because sometimes with relaxed hair, it can also be very dull. It can look very dull. It can feel a little more coarse. It can feel dry. It is a head of chemically processed hair. So it's not out of the ordinary for your hair to feel dry or look dry or lackluster when you have a relaxer. So that is one of the treatments that you can do to your hair as a relaxed client, or if you have a relaxer. Hydration treatments are good. Also, hot oil treatments are good for relaxed hair. It strengthens the hair. So I put a little bit of the new Empress Collection mask on her hair. And then after that, I didn't actually use the Empress Collection leave-in conditioner. I actually used Hydra Strength leave-in conditioner on her because it's a little more light in weight. And it also is a detangler. So one thing with relaxed hair, once you wash it, it typically likes to tangle when it's time, especially when it's wet. So that's another reason why I use the Hydra Strength on her. What is the name of the brush? Which brush? A paddle brush. That's the paddle brush. It's just a typical paddle brush. But that one is from Elite Hair Care, which we don't have anymore. What can I use to keep my hair healthy during menopause stages? Ooh. I have a whole video actually on menopause. I would definitely say type in Elite Hair Care USA on YouTube and also type in menopause right behind it and that video will come up. I have a whole video talking about menopause. Now I am still using the 1-inch titanium iron on her, but I'm also doing 1-inch partings. Chin down for a moment. Can you make a video on your clients with hip length relaxed hair? I mean, if they ever come in, I only have a couple. And when I say couple, that's two. One is relaxed and one is not. And I'm gonna be quite honest, you guys. By the time I'm done shampooing her hair and preparing her hair and getting ready to curl her hair, the video is the last thing on my mind. Because I work super hard with her hair. Her hair is very long. It sits in the sink. I think I did one video with her hair. Beautiful, sis. I learned a lot today just watching your video. Your client's hair is beautiful. Thank you. I think you have to drive to get your hair done too.
I'm right here. Well, I'm in Orlando, so
Okay, it's
not too far from me. But I would drive from out of town, just like other people too.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
So I just sprayed a little bit of goddess polish, you guys. Not much. A little bit, not a lot of it. My whole face. I'm trying to keep up, y'all. I'm trying to keep up with the little makeup, okay? And I don't even do a bunch of makeup. I put on some foundation and I put on lashes. I don't even do my eyebrows because that will take a year. So I just put on a little bit of foundation and my lashes, and it makes me feel good. Thank you. I told myself I got to stop coming on YouTube looking like I don't live nowhere. Like I don't have a home. Because I'm a super raw person. I'm just very raw. I like to walk barefoot. I like to, I'm one of those people, but it's like I have to like take myself more serious. And that's something that I told myself. And I wasn't going to wait till New Year's to say, you know what?
That's right.
I'm going to start doing my makeup again. Those resolutions don't work. So I woke up one day and said, you know what? It's time to keep yourself together, Crystal. You can't work, and stress.
That's right.
And always look like you're working and stressing.
Mm-hmm.
The Goddess Polish is used as a finishing shine, but it's also a heat protectant too. You can use it in between. It's heat activated. You can use it at any point, but use it sparingly.
So you wouldn't want to spray that and then blow dry your hair?
No.
Okay.
No. I'm a firm believer. I do not like to put product on the hair before I blow dry.
Okay.
It's like I'm burning it into the hair.
Gotcha.
The only time I might ever put something on the hair and then blow dry it is if I'm doing a guy's hair, because guys are not doing their hair for it to be like ours, straight. They're doing their hair more like in a braid, and they want a different look. Like my son, I'll put oil on his hair and then blow dry it in, because I know that he's never going to get a relaxer.
Right.
He's never going to be wearing a ponytail. He's always going to have it braided or cut it off.
Okay.
Saw you yesterday and was like, I need to get it together too. See? 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 Telling you guys, like, I don't want to wait till somebody tells me, like, oh, you should start putting yourself together more, especially a man. That is the worst.
Yeah.
So start doing it before they even tell you. So when they're looking at you, they're like, well, why are you getting all dressed up? I'd rather that than, oh, you need to start getting more dressed up.
Yeah.
That shows that you care more about yourself. How do you clean irons? So there's a number of different ways. Stylists who use their irons a lot, they typically will clean it with like relaxer. You can let the iron heat up and use like a hot towel and close the mouth of the iron on the hot towel while it's hot and rub it, and it'll start to take the product off. I don't ever recommend scraping the plates because you can damage the plates that way and remove the coating. But hot water, like a hot towel, and let the iron get really hot, that works really well. But if it's that built up, a lot of stylists use relaxer because relaxer will eat away almost anything. But they let the iron heat up and then they put relaxer on it. But you don't have, I wouldn't say to do that because that can also take some of the coating off the plates too. But the easiest way is a hot towel in between hot plates. Do I do what? Why do you give free tips and not hold private classes? I mean, typically people hold private classes because they want to profit, right? So how I built my brand is by giving free information. And in turn, my payment is people patronizing my business and buying my products. So it's kind of hand in hand. I don't really need to hold the class. I don't really care for the class either. That's too uniform in my eyes. I don't like uniformity. I like to be impromptu. I'm very impulsive. I'm one of those people, and I'm a firm believer. And you know how I got that concept? I used to go to hair shows a lot, and I noticed that in the African American hair shows, specifically Bronner Brothers, they always wanted you to pay for the education for you to in turn still buy their product. And I didn't understand the concept because I was like, okay, but why would I want to pay for your education on how to use your product or how to make my job easier with your product, but I got to pay you to learn it? When I went to the white hair shows, all these bigger companies like Pravana, who I was an educator for, Wella, all these huge companies that we as African Americans use too, L'Oreal, they would give free information for you to now go and in turn spend that money that you are going to use to pay for the information and buy their product. So it worked hand in hand. They would give us the free information and we'd appreciate it more, number one, because you gave me something, so I'm going to give you something. And it's not because I want everybody to go out, buy my product, buy my product, buy my product. Even when I first launched my line, I was giving free information about other people's product. I had to train myself and teach myself, stop giving information on other people's product line. You built one for yourself, so give it for yourself. So that's why I don't hold classes. I don't want to. Like, the most I hold is the hair care boot camp. And even that has slowed down. Why? Because I look at it like I don't need to. I just don't want to do that. So I didn't like how her front was laying, so I'm actually going to make it a lot tighter. So I did one big piece, and I'm adding more curl to it. This is also the easiest way to get that volume in the front of your face. So after you take your wrap out, you can put this as a big pin curl and then do your makeup, all that stuff, and then take it out.
Gotcha.
So if you want that feathered look, that's the easiest way to get it. That's the easiest way to get feathered. So I'm going to let it cool down for a second. Turn off the 32 irons I got on the weave.
So, Crystal, we're going to do the 8-week or 10-week relaxer. What should I do? Because we're going on, I think, 6 weeks now.
I think you can do 9 to 10. I wouldn't say.
Okay. All right.
I don't feel like it's relaxer time yet. Okay. But if it gets to 8 weeks and you notice that you just can't do nothing, then we know
we'll
it's
do
time.
it. Okay.
I try to not go past 10, but
I know you said
some people can, some people cannot. Some
Okay.
people is just like, whoop. Mm-mm. Oh, my hair, work with me. Your hair don't want to work with me.
No, because normally it feathers really pretty.
Mm-hmm.
Does it need to be, look at me, do you need to just cut it a little bit on the side to make it feather or
No,
no?
girl.
Oh, okay.
No, don't do that.
Okay.
No. No, we're not doing
We're
that.
not doing that. Okay.
No, we are not. So her hair's not cooperating with me, so I'm going to wrap it and make it cooperate.
Okay.
These are all tricks of the trade, y'all. Tricks of the trade. Oh, sorry. Sorry guys, I'm a perfectionist. Just so y'all know.
I'm glad you are.
I like my hair to lay a certain way. I don't know why I'm like that. But I'm like that. I like my hair to lay a certain way. Oh, you might never want to make it to 8 weeks.
For real?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Let's see.
We'll see in 2 more. What is it?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Play it by ear.
All right. So I'll make a plan.
Okay. There we are.
I'm gonna go.
Oh, the stress. The stress of my job. Okay. Yeah, I can work with that.
Right.
I can work with that now. That's a little bit better.
Mm-hmm.
The perfectionist in me just couldn't let it rest.
I appreciate it.
It's beautiful.
Thank you, everybody.
Yes. All right, well, dear.
Thank you so much. It's so good. Yes.
All right, you guys. Let's chat for a second. So I am done with work. Look at that. But I hope you guys enjoyed today's live. I stayed on live. You guys got to see 3 clients in less than an hour and a half. That's crazy. Yeah. 3 clients in less than an hour and a half. All right, let me, you know, Carter got one.
Oh, Carter.
Okay, let me fix this part.
Okay. This plays into your profit, honey, because I'm the type of person you look at a video like that, like, wow, she had 3 years and honey, we have a book in and out.
Listen, I don't want nobody in here for too long.
So then the education part, I already got it. I told her she's coming to you. She'll be coming. I was like, oh yeah, this perfect time. She's gonna go live.
They said your hair looks very nice. It's bouncy.
Thank you, everybody.
Yeah, you can leave it, dear. Thank you, dear.
You're welcome. See you in a couple weeks.
Yes, ma'am. Have a good weekend.
You too. Thank you so much.
Thank you, guys. All right, so I'm going to clean up real quick, and then I'm out of here. Thanks. So you guys can stay on if you want to, because I'm going to clean up, and then I'm done for the day. I really don't have much to do. I really just have to sweep. And that's really it. And I need some trash bags, which I did not buy. Hey, Dad. There's so much hair in here, it's ridiculous. Do I have any body shots? I mean, even if it's just one. Oh, I have this little raggedy rose there. Oh, nothing. I hope this stuff will hold in this garbage bag. Let's see. Yes, it held. How do we find you if we set up an appointment? I need one for my daughter because she has tight straw curl hair and the struggle gets real. Sean, as long as your daughter's over the age of 12, then you can set an appointment for her with me on my website, elitehaircareusa.com. Thank you. All right, I think I'm actually done. So we are gonna head out together, you guys. I'm gonna put this, and this, and now. Get my purse. All right, you guys, I gotta figure out how I'm gonna hold everything. Wait. I'm gonna wait. You're gonna hear the camera moving around, you guys, because I'm moving around. I'm outie. It's Saturday. See you, Dad. Pedicure, because yesterday I did not get a chance to get a full-on pedicure, and my feet feel and wobble. I gotta put my trash out first. Alright, so I'm gonna go get a pedicure. We can do a hair care Q&A at the same time. So if you guys want to chill out, and then we'll do a Q&A while I'm getting my pedicure done because my feet hurt. Hi, I need to get a pedicure, please. It's just gonna be white. No, regular. Is everybody waiting on pedicures? All these people are waiting. I'm gonna come back. I'm trying to think if there's a ton of wait time. How long is the wait?
Not too long, honey.
Okay. You said not too long. Give you 5 minutes. I'm waiting to see how long.
I don't know, this one's a broad hand style. Those are my two. So this one looks good too. The Comfort London, the green tea with honey. Look good. I've never had it in with the white. The milk.
I want to go somewhere else. Bye, Sandy. All right, so if you guys have any haircut questions, you can type them in now, and I can answer them for you. What time is it? 1:40? I'm sitting here till 1:45. You have flyaways or something. Flyaways are normal. You can use a little bit of frizz tamer and shine serum. That also helps with the frizziness, but flyaways are normal. There's never a time when you don't have a flyaway. I mean, there's nothing you can do about humidity, Nancy. Humidity is normal.
Ahora estoy viendo que si esto o esto. Creo que
Yeah, and that's my finger like that.
es plateado.
Yeah, you know, you look like a big fat finger thing. People like coughing like mine. Oh, yeah, little chicken like that.
This person getting on my nerves. That stuff is very helpful, but I'd like to know, relax or no relax for better hair growth in your opinion, dearest. It doesn't matter. You can have relaxed hair and it be very healthy. You can have natural hair and it be very healthy. It's how you take care of it. How do you care for dry scalp after day 3 usually? I mean, honestly, you could add a little bit of like the hair repair and growth balm to your scalp. That's really it. I mean, I wouldn't focus too much on the dry scalp. If it's that dry, it could be the products that you're using in turn. Because dry scalp it typically comes from dehydration. It could come from products that you use. It can come from so many different things. So I would probably say it might not even be dry scalp. You might want to get it checked to see if it's actual dandruff. Hold on. Excuse me. Are you guys waiting as well?
We've been here for like 10 or 15 minutes. They were here before us.
So everybody's waiting.
Well, I'm not getting anything.
Oh. All right. Thank you. All right. I think
She's
I was.
just doing nails.
Oh. Okay. Okay. Thank you. What type of oil protectant can be used when blow drying and flat ironing? When blow drying, you don't want to put any oil or protectant on your hair. When blow drying, you can use like a Hydra Strength or a Moist Repair leave-in spray that has some heat protecting properties in it. It's after you blow dry. And you can add a little bit of Frizz Tamer and Shine Serum to the hair, a very small amount, and then you can do your thermal styling. But with blow drying, I don't recommend putting a ton of product on the hair because you're just blow drying that product into the hair. My mom has extremely soft, fine, thinning, natural hair. What products do you recommend? If she's extremely soft and fine, I would say either the Empress collection that's coming out on June 22nd or the Hair Repair and Restore collection. Either or.
Oh my god.
My hair is really frizzy at the ends, but not damaged. What can I do? If they're really frizzy at the ends, it's one of two things. Either you need a trim and you've been skipping a trim or you haven't been keeping up with it, or you need a haircut. But typically frizzy ends is not a normal all the time thing.
And you sit here now.
So they're playing music, you guys. I actually won't be able to do the Q&A because they're playing music. So I'm gonna have to come back on after the music because they're gonna copyright me if I don't. So I'll see you guys later.